Let's be honest, 2020, not a great year. Plagued by more distractions, heavy emotions, and changes than ever, it's definitely not been easy to stay focused. That's why in today's video, I want to share 4 tips with you that helped me to stay focused in 2020 that you can easily adapt to your own life as well. So let's get started. Hi, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Arndt, and I'm a peak performance coach and stress management trainer. And I'm really excited that you're watching this video today because we're talking about a super important question. How do you stay focused in this distracted world? With the elections coming up in the US next week, I'm sure that all of you are feeling a little fearful, are feeling a little tense, and do not really know how to stay focused in this distracted world where so many different things are going on at the moment. So in today's video, I want to share 4 tips with you on how you can stay focused in this distracted world. First of all, the first tip that is really important is that you need to be really clear on what needs to get done. Because let's be honest, very often we have a super long to-do list and we don't really know what's the priority. So we are getting super easily distracted because we don't really know what really needs to get done in order to feel accomplished. So I highly recommend to you to start being really clear on your daily and weekly priorities. So ask yourself, what do I need to get done today in order to feel accomplished at the end of the day? And you can do the same thing for the next week. I usually highly encourage you to do it maybe on a Thursday or Friday and ask yourself, okay, what is going to be the priority for next week in order to plan ahead? And make sure that your calendar is also reflecting the priorities that are important for you. Which brings me to the second point. Make sure that the priorities that you set for yourself are actually reflected on your calendar. So time management is super important topic in order to be focused in this distracted world. Because if you are not clear with your time, if you are not clear on what needs to get done, it's going to be extremely difficult to not get distracted. Because obviously, if somebody is asking you for your help, you are going to jump at it because you're not really clear with yourself on what you need to get done. And that very often leads to people working in the evenings and working during the weekends in order to get their stuff done. Because here's what's happening. If you are not really clear on what you need to get done, then other people will use you in order to get their things done. On the other hand, if you are really clear on what you need to get done, then you can start to set better boundaries. You can say no to things that are not important for you. And the reason why we are getting distracted is because oftentimes we are not really clear on what needs to get done. So this is super important. And if you want to learn more about this topic, I highly encourage you to watch the video on how to set boundaries. And I also have a time management course that is on my website. It is a 5-day free email course that really helps you to start managing your time. So if you feel like you're not really good about managing your time at the moment, now is the time. It only takes a few little different tweaks here and there in order to start making sure that you are taking care of the things that are important for you. That is the second tip. So make sure that your calendar is reflecting the priorities that are important for you. The third tip, obviously, when we are talking about how to stay focused in a distracted world, is to remove distractions. And especially when it comes to election day, especially when it comes to all of the different news that you are going to hear over the next couple of days and weeks, make sure that you are limiting that distraction. Because every time you're switching on the TV, every time you're reading the news, your stress response is going to get triggered. And this is going to distract you from the tasks that you have at hand. And the big question is, can you change anything about the political situation? Well, you can go vote, and I hope that you will, but it is really, really important that you also realize there's just certain things that are out of your hand. And if you feel like you are super, super torn or super, super distracted by the news that are going on, then make sure that you're limiting the news. So remove that distraction and force yourself to keep the TV off, or to not check the news. This is really important. Remove distractions. When we are talking more in the work context, of course, there's other distractions that you can remove as well. Like, for example, closing tabs that are not important for you. It is really important that you're only working in the tabs that are important for you right now. So if you get, for example, easily distracted by your inbox, make sure to close that tab. And that is one of the things that I, by the way, also encourage you to do in the time management course, because it is really important that you're not checking your emails every second of the day, but you have designated hours where you're actually doing your emails. And when you do that, then you will bring the focus more to the tasks that are important for you. So again, make sure that you check out the time management course on my website in order to really integrate those changes into your day-to-day. So we talk about removing distractions. Obviously, one of the things is to close your inbox tab or any other tabs that are not relevant for the work at hand right now. It is important to also, especially in the current situation, remove distractions by not watching the news or by not reading the news. And it is also equally important, for example, that you're putting your phone away, or that you are creating designated times throughout the day where you can really focus on things that are important for you. This is also something that we don't often do enough. We oftentimes have meetings all day long, and then we have these little 20-minute, 30-minute windows where we can do a little bit of work. And the easy thing to do in order to feel accomplished during those hours is to go into the inbox tab, which is why you don't get enough things done and you stay super, super distracted. So do yourself a favor and create designated hours on your calendar for project work, because you are having a 9 to 5 for a reason. You're having a 9 to 5 not to be in meetings from 9 to 5, but to get your work done. And what that means as well is that you are starting to take care of your own time and that you control your time, because nobody else is going to do it for you. But if you don't set clear boundaries, for sure, somebody else will control your time. So the third tip really is to remove distractions, create designated hours for emails, create designated hours for project time, make sure that your inbox tab and any other irrelevant tabs are closed, and that you have your phone somewhere, maybe in a different room, in order to make sure that this distraction is removed as well. And finally, when we are talking about removing distractions, it's also important to care less about what other people think. And that goes back to that you are controlling your calendar. It is important that you don't care as much about other people. It is obviously very nice that you do, but you need to put yourself first. Be a little bit selfish and make sure that you get your work done before you're helping out other people. Because if you're always just helping other people, your work will always come last and your work-life balance is going to be maybe not that great. Which brings me to the last point and the last tip that I want to share with you in this video today, which is when you want to stay focused in a distracted world and when you want to remove distractions, you need to manage your energy. You need to take regular breaks and you need to practice self-care in order to make sure that you are replenishing yourself, that you are refilling your energy levels. Because if you don't do that, guess what? The distractions are going to be multiplied because it's going to be really, really hard for you to stay focused. And oftentimes we think, oh my God, I have so many things to do. I have no time to take a break. But the opposite is true, especially when you feel overwhelmed, especially when you feel like you're unconcentrated and you cannot focus on the task at hand anymore. Then it is time to take a break. There's research out there that, for example, suggests that the 10% most productive employees work on average 52 minutes before they take a 17-minute long break. That's a really long time. But guess what? These employees have understood that they have to manage their time and that they need to take regular breaks in order to switch off from a task, replenish themselves, and then get back to it. and they are the most productive employees of a company. So I hope that you're going to take a little bit of an example from them and that you are going to start managing your energy better, because this is probably the biggest mistake I see people make when they are trying to be more productive at work. So test this out and see how it goes. For example, you could integrate 2 to 3 smaller breaks throughout the day and make sure that you completely switch off. So a break doesn't mean that you get up from your desk and that you take your phone and then you go to the kitchen and you do something else while still checking all the other things like emails, news, etc. But to completely switch off, go outside, do something that really refills you, really do something that makes you happy and that really replenishes you. That is the most important thing, okay? So 4 simple tips to stay focused in a distracted world. Number 1, make sure that you are clear on what you need to get done. And number 2, make sure that these priorities are reflected on your calendar. Number 3, remove distractions. And number 4, manage your energy. I hope you found this video helpful today. If you have any questions, you can always leave me a comment down below. It's always super, super wonderful to hear from my community. So thank you so much in advance for saying hi. And if you found this video helpful, give me a thumbs up and I hope to see you in the next one.